Some huge news just coming to us, and we're hearing that Raphael Varane has confirmed he will leave Manchester United in the summer upon the expiry of his contract following 3 seasons at Old Trafford. The much decorated defender arrived at the club from Real Madrid in August 2021, was memorably unveiled in front of the home fans at Old Trafford before the opening weekend win over Leeds. The club say he's brought a great deal of class and experience to the team throughout his 93 appearances so far. He also helped United to win their first major trophy in 6 years when they won the Carabao Cup at Wembley. That was in 2023. He was integral in that 2-0 win over Newcastle United, playing alongside Lisandro Martinez on that day. He's 31 years old now, scored twice for United. The first of those coming against Brentford a couple of years ago. He's second in the 1-0 win over Wolves on the opening day of this season. However, injuries have been a problem for him. He, at the moment, is out injured. His last appearance was in that incredible 4-3 win for Chelsea on the 4th of April. He hopes, though, to be available again before the end of the season so that United fans could get one last glimpse of Raphael Varane. Let's come to Michael and Doogie. There was so much hope, expectation to see this giant of Real Madrid coming to Old Trafford. However, when the history books are written, will it be sort of noted that his best years were in the Bernabeu rather than at the Theatre of Dreams?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look at the multiple Champions Leagues and league titles that he won at Real Madrid, the teams that he was a part of. There's no doubt about that. And sadly for United, it follows a little bit of a trend. Look at, Angel Di Maria going to Man United after winning La Decima at Real Madrid. Look at Casemiro's season after what was a promising first one after moving from the Bernabeu as well. It tends to be that Man United pick up, especially in the case of Casemiro and Varane, players from Real Madrid when their powers are waning a little bit. So yeah, I think it will go down as a disappointing period. I think there was a promising time last year when he was alongside Lisandro Martinez and when Casemiro was playing well in front of them as well. They did look like a very solid unit, but it was, looking back on it, quite a fleeting kind of 6-7 month period. Varane, I think, has missed 46 games through injury since arriving at United in 2021. So that's an average of around 15 games a season. He's only started 16 matches this term. So yeah, ultimately, I think his time at United will be probably remembered more for the time or for the games that he missed rather than the time that he actually established himself in the side. It's never really felt like he's had, a really long run, established alongside a partner in that back line. So ultimately, yeah, it will go down as a failure.
Yeah, 3 La Liga titles, 4 Champions League, a World Cup, and interestingly, a Knight of the Legion of Honour, which is a wonderful accolade.
Yeah, I'm sure that means a lot to him. But no, when he joined Real Madrid, he had to displace Pepe, one of the best defenders in the modern era. That partnership alongside Sergio Ramos is probably up there with Carlos Puyol and Gerard Piqué as the best partnership of the modern era. Dominated in Europe for so long. But as soon as he arrived at United, it felt like he was kind of up against it. They'd recently brought in Cristiano Ronaldo. There was that disruption in that sort of season. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was fired in, November time? And then that partnership with Maguire never really got going. Lisandro Martinez picked it up last year a little bit, and his form did improve. But this year has just been completely ruined by injuries. And as Mikey says, it's difficult to be too harsh on someone that has had so many issues with their body. But it really feels like a real disappointment, given the fanfare that he arrived with, the reputation that he arrived with. It's got to go down as a miss.
Yep. Do we get new owner, big clear out? Is he going to be the first, do you sense, of quite a few out the exit door at Old Trafford this summer?
Potentially, but also there's a few players on there on quite long contracts. I think Varane is quite an easy win in that he, I think by most reports, is the second highest earner at Man United after Casemiro, and already had his contract up this summer. So in many ways, it was a no-brainer to let him leave and not try and extend that contract by a further year. When you look at Casemiro, I think he's still got 2 or 3 years left on his deal, and he is a high earner. Anthony, a high earner with a long contract as well. So yes, I'm sure the new ownership do have their eyes on a few players that they would ideally like to sell this summer, but it's always easier said than done, especially when it's Man United and they're on such high wages and their value in many cases has decreased over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think the days of Man United trying to attract players into their 30s or approaching their 30s with such history under their belts are probably in the past. If they do manage to get in Dan Ashworth from Newcastle, look at the signings he's brought to Newcastle, Sven Botman, Harvey Barnes, etc. Players arriving into their peak. So Varane might be the last of that breed at Old Trafford.